Well, the guys have really kind of taken to their particular role so far through one third of it. There's been a lot of competition, a lot of good battles. Depth is starting to show, which is good. Um, we'll figure out the first five, by our first game, I promise you. But the good news is that, we got some guys coming up, some young guys that are helping create some of that depth, which has been very helpful.
And then on the depth, I mean, looking at last season, a lot of injuries took place, and so just with your guys up front, offensive and defensive line, how important is to make sure that there is depth specifically on those lines as you try to make things happen.
Well, it's the tightest quarters, there is with really our five, tight end six, the defensive front six or seven. So, I mean, you think about it, there's anywhere between 12 to 13 to 14 different people within that tackle box area on every play. So there's always the risk of injuries, and it's usually, to be honest with you, legs, people getting around them. So developing the depth, and the guys will tell you they play offensive line. There's guys today that played right side that moved over to the left just because we had to mix and match, and there a guy that played center that played left guard today, and just kind of pushing them in all different spots so we can, they can become the best football player, best offensive lineman that they can become, and make our team better by creating as many different scenarios as we can create.
I know Dylan maybe told us last year, I believe, that you guys are doing some drills to kind of help with some shoot drills to kind of help with some of the chemistry and everything. Are there anything you guys are doing now to kind of like build some of that chemistry with some of the new guys coming in or whatnot?
Well, it's interesting to hear you say that they look as the shoots at chemistry. When it's that's good because that means that they're working together and they're feeling themselves coming off the ball. But it's also a drill about pad level and getting physical at the point of attack. So, to build chemistry, it's really kind of they're a very tight group. They do things together off the field. They do things together in the meeting room, on the field. I mean, the offensive line chemistry is unique, and it's about trust. It's about building trust in the man next to you and feeling his trust in you. And that's what the offensive line chemistry is. It's trust. That I trust that you're going to be able to do your job, and I don't have to worry about you. I can just do mine.
And so I guess from last year, like what do you think? How much did the injuries kind of affect maybe kind of what you were looking for maybe production wise? Was that a big factor, or is there a message you're preaching to the guys now to just keep getting better and whatnot?
Well, the injuries are a non-factor. They are what they are. So we can't control them. So our job is to overcome them. That's the bottom line. So we make no excuses, and we just look for solutions.
And so I guess with spring, maybe what are some solutions you guys are maybe looking for to just see what this group can do this year?
That's kind of what I was saying, is to create as much depth as we can by moving pieces and stuff like that. What they are in, they're in the spirit. They're coming off the football. I think we're practicing well. I think we're practicing hard. Don't confuse well with perfect. Nothing's perfect. We take a very critical eye to this thing, and we're gonna look at it with through a critical lens instead of a very comfortable lens. And our guys are going to take a critical eye and appreciate it now. I mean, they know on every play they can do something better, and that's what we're looking for, something better.
And then looking at the scrimmage in Nashville, this is an opportunity, for players in some type of game seven to go at it. I guess what are you looking for in terms of players being able to necessarily, move positions and how they operate in certain positions?
Well, what am I looking for? Them to play well. That's an easy answer, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for them to play well, come off the football, execute. We define execution as where your fundamentals meet your assignment. And, so whatever you're doing, we're looking for them to execute. We teach conceptually here, and it should be pretty easy for them to get their job done if they execute.
Going back to mixing and matching, this kind of goes into what Dylan has done on the farm. Looking at him now, where he played right guard last year, he's getting looked at center. What were your impressions just of him, just for the 2 years you worked with him, just how he was able to like work with different positions and thrive with it?
Well, he's the perfect example of playing offensive line and not playing a position. You know, Dylan happened to play left guard 1 year, happened to play right tackle another year, happened to play right guard a third year. And in bowl practice, we did snap him. You know, he did, play center his junior year during training camp. So, I mean, that's kind of the deal. And, nothing that Dylan Parham does surprises me. He's a good player. He's talented. He's gifted. The good Lord smiled upon him. And, I know he's going to have a great career, and whoever picks him is going to be extremely lucky.
I'm curious for you, like, with guards, with not guards, but linemen playing multiple positions, what was it about him that made him so effective with those different assignments?
Well, he was able to execute. He was able to play each position with fundamentals. He's strong. He's got the game was slow. The game played slow for him. When you become a good football player when it's almost like it's in slow motion in your eyes. You're playing full speed, but it's not, if things aren't flying around out there, they're in slow motion because you see it that well. And Dylan has that ability to slow the game down and play it. He's got really good leverage, really good strength, exceptional feet, balance, body control. He's good in space. He's got the whole package, and it does not surprise me that he's going to be a guy that's going to be picked very early.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.